Good morning, football fans. Today we're diving into an amazing story that happened really fast. In just 1 week, everything changed for a young player who was full of energy and hope. This story isn't just about winning on the field, but also about being brave, working hard, and making dreams come true. This is the story of Tyson Bagent, a quarterback who never gave up, even when people doubted him again and again. From the start of his career, Bagent was used to facing doubts. He wasn't a big star from a huge university. Instead, he was a Division II player whose name wasn't often talked about by NFL scouts. But his spirit never died. A few days ago, on August 20th, 2025, a date that Bagent and his family will always remember. In the heat of summer, the football world was surprised by big news from Chicago. The Chicago Bears officially gave Bagent a 2-year contract extension worth $10 million. It wasn't just a huge amount of money, but also a sign of trust and hope from a big team to a player who used to be looked down on. This moment proved that hard work and dedication always pay off. For an undrafted Division II player, it was a dream come true, a sign of trust from the team. Not many people could imagine a player like Bagent getting such a big chance. His teammates celebrated with him because they knew how tough his journey had been. But the real test came a few days later, when the Bears played the Kansas City Chiefs in a preseason game. All eyes were on Bagent. Could he prove that his new contract was worth it? The pressure was huge, but this was the moment he had been waiting for his whole life. The contract was just the beginning. What Bagent did next was what really mattered. He walked through the stadium tunnel with his head held high, carrying the hopes of his family, his team, and the fans who believed in him. Every step he took proved that big dreams can be achieved by anyone. Now, Tyson Bagent is ready to show the NFL and the world that his true worth is measured by his grit, not by money. He wants to prove that determination, spirit, and hard work are the main keys to success, no matter where someone comes from. This is the start of a new chapter in his life, and maybe the start of a new legend in the world of football. The Chiefs, led by Mahomes, were on fire that night. From the first whistle, Mahomes led his team with incredible confidence and accuracy, setting the pace of the game and overwhelming the opposing defense. With a sharp offense and a well-thought-out strategy, the Chiefs were up by 17 points, dominating from the start and making the fans at Arrowhead Stadium cheer loudly. Meanwhile, the Bears seemed to be having trouble finding their rhythm. They were down 27-10 in the fourth quarter, and every attempt to come back was met with the Chiefs' strong defense. Frustrated faces were seen on the sidelines, and the hope of turning things around seemed to be fading. Arrowhead Stadium roared, filled with the cheers of thousands of fans who believed victory was already theirs. The atmosphere that night was truly amazing, with the stadium lights shining brightly and energy filling the air. For many, this game seemed out of reach for the Bears. But with 15 minutes left on the clock, a surprising decision was made. Tyson Bagent, a backup quarterback who rarely got attention, was called onto the field. He faced a 3-score deficit, a huge challenge for anyone, especially for a young player with not much experience at this level. For most backup players, moments like this are often just a formality, simply running out the clock until the final whistle. Many might feel hopeless or just play out the rest of the game without any hope. But Bagent was different. From the start of his career, he had always been an underdog, often underestimated and rarely given a chance. However, that night, he saw a big opportunity in front of him, a chance to prove himself on the biggest stage. With a steady stride, Bagent joined his teammates in the huddle. He showed amazing calmness, spoke with great confidence, and motivated his team to keep fighting. All eyes were on him, waiting for a miracle. The pressure he faced was huge. The Chiefs' defense kept pushing, and every second felt tense. But Bagent didn't flinch at all. He stayed focused, read the game carefully, and was ready to take risks. Instead of just running out the clock, Bagent decided to change the story. He started leading drive after drive, lifting his team's spirits and lighting a new hope in the darkness. This was the start of an unexpected comeback. Bagent's first drive was all about being cool and calm. With thousands of fans cheering and a ton of pressure, he stood tall in the pocket. He showed a calmness that young players rarely have. Every move he made was careful. Every look in his eyes was full of belief. He knew this was the moment that could change the game and fire up his team. He moved the offense down the field bit by bit, making short passes and building up steam. Every play felt like part of a big plan he had in his head. He calmly read the other team's defense, picked the right guy to throw to, and made sure the ball kept moving forward. His teammates started to feel the good energy he brought to the field. That drive ended with a 2-yard touchdown pass to Royce Freeman, cutting the lead to 27-16. That moment was a turning point, not just on the scoreboard, but also in the minds of the whole team. Everyone in the stadium started to pay attention, realizing that something special was happening. The blocked extra point didn't scare him. Instead of getting down, Bagent stayed focused and showed real leadership. He quickly told his teammates to forget about that small mistake and get back to their big plan. On the next play, Bagent stayed calm, passed the ball around, and finished the drive with a 3-yard touchdown to Joel Wilson. He didn't just rely on one player, but got many teammates involved, confusing the other team's defense. Each throw felt more sure, and the teamwork among the Bears players grew stronger. The Bears were now close, trailing 27-22. The score that seemed impossible to catch up to before now looked very close. The players and fans started to believe that a comeback was truly possible that night. The 2-point try failed, but the energy had changed. Even though they didn't get extra points, the team's spirit didn't die. In fact, that failure fueled them to fight even harder. All eyes were now on Bagent and the Bears. With only a few minutes left, Bagent had pulled the Bears back into the game. He led with great belief, set the pace, and made sure every second was used as best as possible. The pressure grew, but he didn't waver. He looked like a seasoned player, not an underdog. The Chiefs fans became quiet, feeling a real threat from the visiting team. For the first time that night, the Bears had big hope. Everyone knew this was the start of an unforgettable comeback. The heart of the comeback was Bagent's connection with rookie receiver Ja'Day Walker. Both undrafted, both from Division II schools, they shared a hunger to prove themselves. Every time Bagent needed a play, Walker delivered, running sharp routes and making tough catches. Their chemistry was undeniable, forged in obscurity, and now shining on the NFL stage. As the Bears prepared for their final drive, Bagent and Walker's trust would be put to the test. This was more than just football. It was about two underdogs seizing their moment. Their story was about to reach its peak. The Bears got the ball on their own 13-yard line, down by 5 points, with only 89 seconds left and no timeouts. Every play mattered. There was no room for mistakes. Bagent's first throw, a 15-yard pass to Walker on the sideline, stopping the clock. It was a statement. Chicago wasn't done yet. The drive was alive, the impossible suddenly within reach. Bagent's calmness set the tone. The Chiefs' defense felt the pressure. The Bears' bench believed. The first hurdle was cleared. The finish line was in sight. Bagent kept pushing the offense with a lot of urgency and precision. Another pass to Walker for 16 yards, then a quick one to Joel Wilson for 11. The Bears crossed midfield, and the clock kept ticking. Bagent spiked the ball, 30 seconds left. He found Tyler Scott for 13, then Miles Boykin for 8. Now, on the Chiefs' 14-yard line, the Bears were knocking on the door. Every completed pass chipped away at the Chiefs' confidence. Bagent was totally in control, running a perfect 2-minute drill. The end zone was within reach. The dream was alive. With less than 20 seconds left, Bagent hit Scott for an 8-yard gain, setting up 1st and goal at the 6-yard line. The Bears rushed to the line, 7 seconds to play. 1, maybe 2 shots at the end zone. The stadium held its breath. Bagent called the play, eyes locked with his teammates. The snap came. The offensive line held strong. Receivers moved into their routes. It all came down to this final play. Bagent looks for Walker, his trusted target all night. Walker gets open in the corner of the end zone. Bagent throws a perfect pass. Walker catches it. Touchdown Bears. 3 seconds left. The 87-yard drive is complete. The Bears lead 29-27. Bagent and Walker, two overlooked dreamers, have shocked the reigning champions. It was more than just a preseason win. It was a moment for every underdog. The dream is real. When the final whistle blew, everyone started to feel how big this comeback really was. This was more than just a game. It was a super important moment for the Bears. Tyson Bagent ended up with 3 touchdowns in the last quarter, showing everyone he was a true leader. The Bears trusted him, and it really paid off. Fans found new heroes in Bagent and Walker. Their story gave a whole city hope, and proved that anything is possible. Bagent's journey, from not being picked in the draft to becoming a legend, shows how much being ready and believing in yourself matters. He took his chance and never let it go. Tonight, Tyson Bagent became a Chicago legend.